Why is food one of the biggest joys in our life, but exercise is hated by so many people?
I can't stand the gym. I can't stand exercise. I have never been one that enjoys exercise. These endorphins that you're meant to get, where are they?
According to the GP, I'm clinically obese and I shouldn't be alive.
Everyone's on Monjaro at the moment. I can't think of anything worse.
So I'm going to drop it's not a secret. I did go on the Monjaro, yeah. All it did was really suppress my appetite a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I skipped a week. And literally, I think within 3 or 4 weeks, all that weight's just come straight back.
When they say food is good for the soul, I completely agree with that.
It's good for everything other than your health, really, isn't it? As long as you eat healthily, obviously. But
You can eat healthy, but the problem with eating healthy is it's bloody expensive.
yeah.
The Untold Podcast is proudly sponsored by Aura Surfaces, specialists in luxury surfaces for extraordinary spaces. Like creating dream homes, building a dream life takes work. That's why we had to get behind this podcast. Real stories, real challenges, and real success. Let's get into it.
Welcome to today's episode of the Untold Podcast, guys. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about the battle between loving food and hating exercise. I'm Chris.
I'm Des.
And I'm Ash.
We're ready to go. Why is food one of the biggest joys in our life, but exercise is hated by so many people?
This is going to be a long episode. I reckon I could do 20 minutes on my own on this one. I'm a foodie, right? I loved it. How far do we go back? This is hard to put into a handy little paragraph. My bowel ruptured, right? You weren't expecting that as an answer, were you?
Here we go.
In 2006. I was 26 years old and my bowel ruptured, diverticulitis. And no one knew what it was. They thought it was irritable bowel syndrome, blah, 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 blah. I was about 18 stone at the time. And I had a colostomy bag for the best part of a year. During that time, I wasn't allowed to eat all of the processed crap that got me into that position in the first place, funnily enough. So I learned to cook. I taught myself how to cook and I've never looked back. I love it. It's one of my favourite things to do. Everyone's on Monjaro at the moment. I can't think of anything worse. I can't think gastric band. I can't think of anything worse. If anyone's done it, fair play. Fair play. You got to manage your weight how you want to manage your weight. I enjoy food far too much. And yeah.
I didn't know that.
What,
That's
I like
really
food?
interesting. No, that you had all that done. That's quite a lot of stuff to go for, isn't it?
I know, they weren't expecting
Quite
that
a
as
lot
the
of
start of the
stuff.
conversation, were you?
What about you, Ash?
I absolutely love food. And like you, I've been brought up watching my mum cook and stuff and cooking. And that was my way. I used to win. Like we'd go first date, would be like second date, I'm going to cook for you.
Yeah.
Like bosh, bosh, bosh every time. In my 2 relationships that I've had. So it worked twice. I love cooking. I enjoy like mixing flavours and I love good food. Like luckily enough, my business takes me to places, Spain and Italy mainly, where obviously Italy, the food is phenomenal. And I get taken on these trips into these restaurants and it's like, oh, do you want to try this? Have you ever tried this? Have you ever tried raw beef and truffle and stuff like
I'm just
that?
about to.
Yeah. And I don't know, I just enjoy it. I enjoy the flavours, I enjoy cooking it, and I enjoy experimenting with it.
When they say food is good for the soul, I completely agree with that.
It's good for everything other than your health, really, isn't it? If you, as long as you eat healthily, obviously. But
You can eat healthy, but the problem with eating healthy is it's bloody expensive.
yeah, it's hard. It's hard work.
It's so hard.
I'll tell you what we did do. I took one of those food intolerance tests, you know, where you pluck some hair out and you send it off and then they run it through and they tell you what you're intolerant to. Well, I should imagine my results were fairly similar. First thing you looked at, am I intolerant to beer? No, I'm fine with beer. But wheat, dairy, sugar. And I went down a bit of a rabbit hole, especially with sugar and the addiction that we all have to sugar, which is similar to an addiction that you might have to a class A, right? I came off of that within 2 weeks. I had the worst stomach cramps you can imagine for about 3-4 days. But then after that, I felt unbelievable. And healthy eating tasted the best food ever.
So you actually got stomach cramps from stopping eating sugar?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was horrific. I lost about 3 stone. Then I went to Cornwall. And then how do you go to Cornwall without having pasties and ice creams?
Yeah.
You don't, do you? And we kind of just didn't go back on it because I thought I'm not going through those cramps a second time. But we were having smoked mackerel on salad with air fried potatoes, and it would be the tastiest thing you've ever eaten in your life. I have it today. It's so strange how taking sugar away can really just make everything better.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Fascinating, right?
I've actually just sat there kind of proper listening there. That is I eat loads of sugar. I've got such a sweet tooth, really bad teeth. I'm not going to lie. I'd love to go to Turkey and get my teeth done, but if I could take the abuse from my mates. But for me, like my relationship with exercise is just non-existent at the moment. It's again that time constraint. You know, it takes 10 minutes to eat a burger or an hour to go up the gym. You know, what am I going to do that's the easiest? I'm going to eat a burger.
Yeah, but it's not an hour. You have to get ready. And then you have to shower afterwards.
Well, that's what I mean, yeah. You know, I mean, if I'm going to the gym, I'm working out for 10 minutes anyway because I get bored and go home. So that is most of the time is actually me sitting in the sauna or the jacuzzi after the gym. But
if I wake up and have a shower, I'm instantly thinking, I'm not going to the gym now because I'm not showering twice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
My mates used to take the piss out of me. They're like, well, what did you get from the vending machine today if you went to the gym? There's vending machines in other places. You don't have to go to the gym to go to the vending machine, you fat bastard. Yeah. I was like, hey, I went to the gym. I did 15 minutes. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm taking the piss out of the guy that works for me at the moment. He's only young. I think he's 24, but he's just moved into his own flat, just bought his own flat with his missus. He's going up the gym. He joined the gym 2 weeks ago, I think it was. He goes up there every night. So you going up there because you can't afford a shower now because you've got your own place, you've got your own bills. He's like, oh, leave me alone.
It's difficult though. I've always been like, I think we spoke yesterday about it. I like the gym. I like sports. No, you were in the car park for the gym, then the phone rang and you stayed.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
I don't mind it once I'm there. It's getting myself there. And I'll do it for 4 or 5 weeks. And I'll be like, I can't do this anymore. And I break that routine. And I just don't like being sweaty and hot and horrible and minging. But we've got to do it.
I'll tell you what, I've got a PT and a nutritionist. Shout out to Luke Hedger Gym. Great guy. What I like most about Luke is that he's a chef. He's worked as a sous chef in like Michelin star restaurants. So he's not just a geezer that works up the Toby Carvery. Do you know what I mean?
Microwave, ding.
Yeah, exactly. So when he put a meal plan in place, he knows that I can cook and he left it vague enough to say, this is how much protein, this is how much fat, blah, 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 you know. And with ChatGPT these days, if I say to him, I've had 2 pints of Guinness, which we're going to have today, it will adapt the rest of my daily routine through ChatGPT. He's also given me a workout plan because I can't stand the gym. I can't stand exercise. I have never been one that enjoys exercise. These endorphins that you're meant to get, where are they? They've been hiding somewhere in my body. I don't get them. I never, ever get that buzz like, yeah, just did a workout. I endure it. And if anything, I'm more proud of the fact that I hate exercise and I still do it sometimes. I've only ever done for team sports.
Thing is, you mentioned routine a second ago. Like, how is it the routine that people don't like going up the gym, or is it like the discomfort of actually going to the gym and hurting afterwards and just the feeling that it does get? I mean, when I used to go to the gym, I used to love it. I used to love the endorphins. It did make me feel bloody amazing afterwards for hours, like 2 or 3 hours. If I go to the gym first thing in the morning, I used to feel fucking brilliant afterwards. But it was just the discipline of going up there every day. And once you break the routine, you're done.
I think that's it, because isn't the whole purpose of the gym to become uncomfortable?
Yeah.
That's your mission, isn't it?
Yeah.
You want to go there and be as horrible and uncomfortable as you can for the best part of an hour before you have a shower. So it takes a mindset to get into that.
And I think I did a couple of months with a local gym that was like 1-to-1 sessions. It was small group sessions, so 4 people. So it's basically 1-to-1. And I was booking a session 5 o'clock every morning. I'd do it 4 or 5 times a week. Every week. I miss a day in a week, I'd do the Saturday morning.
You must have been in a 4 a.m. club then.
Yeah.
I loved it. I got in a routine of doing it. I didn't love it when I was there, but it's an hour of your day. It's an hour of the day. I've made the hour because I'm going at 6 before I get into work for 7:15. And I loved it. But then it was like £300 a month.
Yeah.
And it's like do you know what I mean? But it was the accountability that I was paying the money for it. And I was in the best shape I've ever been. And I felt better. And I looked better. And I used to stand in front of the mirror and be like, look at this. Look, darling, look. I'm getting a six pack, and then I went and dislocated my shoulder.
Was that just talking to yourself as well? Wasn't it?
Yeah, that was yeah, she wasn't there. Yeah, that was talking to me. And I sort of did it, and I was on and off with it. And like I dislocated my shoulder just over a year ago, and it was the most debilitating thing I've ever done. It was horrible. I just couldn't do nothing with this arm. Like for months and months and months, no matter how hard I tried. And I've always had a problem. And every time I go lifting weights, this shoulder's been shite compared to this one. And it turns out after I dislocated my shoulder, they said, have you ever had a shoulder injury? I said, well, I fell off a skateboard when I was 16. Oh, you broke your shoulder. The bone's all still floating around and I've never done anything with it.
So that's that saying of just get up and try again. That didn't work that day. Yeah, you should have gone to the hospital. Yeah.
Run it off.
But I loved playing squash, like you said about team sports. I absolutely love. I don't mind exercise when it's not running on a treadmill on your own or on a rowing machine or lifting weights.
That's it.
I like going out on a motorbike. I like going out on a push bike. I like going out on a motorbike as well. But you can't class that as exercise.
What?
I like going out on the push bike when the sun's shining. I like playing golf. It gets a few steps in and stuff. I like being out and about and doing things.
Yeah.
Going to the gym, I can't get on with it for a long enough period of time for it to stick as part of my daily routine.
This is the longest I've stuck at it. I've lost about 8 kilo now since the start of the year. I've still got a good 8 to lose. It's just the most consistent I've got. But it's the first time I've had a PT where I'm really checking in and really taking it seriously as well.
I was going to say, is that because you've got the accountability? Because if you weren't paying Luke to do it...
If it wasn't for Luke, I wouldn't have that accountability. And the fact is, I've never kept at it long enough. My weight has always yo-yoed. But when I was working the day job, at any one time in the houses that I've lived in, I've been about a 35 to 40 minute bike ride. So I used to ride my bike in, ride my bike back. That's a good hour and a half. That's a good lot of exercise that I could do daily that would take care of the exercise. But now I'm working at home all the time, working for myself with fewer hours. It's a struggle to fit it in unless I make a real conscious effort. But I think it comes back to what you said. It's the routine, whether that's a weight loss thing, an exercise thing, a money making thing. If you stop because you're poorly for whatever reason, or you're low mood and you don't fancy it, that's fine. You need to have that fucking voice in your head that tells you after a couple of days, get back up, get back in there.
It's that horrible bloody word again that we always talk about, in it? Consistency. Everything in life you need to be consistent with, don't you?
Everything.
Problem with me in the gym is I'm one of these people that I have to go. I've said it in a previous podcast. I have to go all in. If I'm going to do something like properly, I need to go all in. So the last time I went to the gym, I went for about 6 months every single day. I stopped drinking completely. I went to the gym every day, became a boring bastard. Didn't want to do anything else other than eat, sleep and breathe the gym. I was eating chicken, I was eating broccoli, I was eating cauliflower for dinner every night. For 7 nights a week, I was just eating chicken, turkey and vegetables. I was going to the toilet 5 times a day. But I noticed a difference, massive difference. Like I was looking ripped, felt amazing. But I went to the pub one night after work with my mate to have a Coke, and I ended up on about 10 pints of Stella, and I never went back to the gym again. Literally never went back. Put about 4 stone on in 2 years.
I think
Good time though.
Oh, brilliant.
I think we put a lot of pressure though. There's a lot of pressure on that, especially in the modern day world. If you don't go to the gym, then you're a useless human being.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things, but there's so many other ways to lose weight and be healthy by eating better, drinking lots of water. I don't drink enough water. Now, how easy is it to drink more water?
Somebody needs to be very clever and make water taste like beer. Because
coming
I
out
would
the tap.
be the most
Oh, they
hydrated
did?
person on the planet.
Yeah.
So it was Luke that said to me, you must take a water bottle everywhere, because if you don't take a water bottle everywhere, you won't drink your water.
Yeah.
And it's so true.
I was going to ask you just before you told us about your shoulder injury. You've obviously gone to the gym loads. You've obviously made some pretty stupid excuses to not work out in the past.
Oh,
Must have
yeah.
done.
I can't be asked. Oh, no, I can't go to the gym tomorrow because I think my tyre's flat on my car and I'm not going to be able to get there. No, I've do you know what I mean? I used to make up. When I used to go to the public gym, if you like, before I went to the private gym, darling, when I went to the public gym, me and my mate used to go together, and we used to sort of hold each other accountable for it. And I'd have to ask him what the excuses were, but he used to get so fucked off with me, like, mate, come on, I need you to spot me. I need you there. I can't do it without you there. And I was like, yeah, I've broke my toenail. My dog's not well. All this, but we do. I think we make excuses because it's not fun.
Yeah.
There are some people that absolutely love the gym.
Yeah.
They love it. They love it. They love it. They love
Good for them.
Problem is, though, they make everybody else feel so inferior. You roll up to the gym with your belly hanging out on a T-shirt that doesn't quite fit you properly because you bought a smaller size because you're going to lose loads of weight at the gym and you want to get your monies out of it. And then they're all like prim and proper on the treadmill doing 16 mile an hour. Hello, like, no, you're out of breath. You've just walked up the stairs. You know, like.
Or you go to the bench and you're picking up 15s and they're picking up the 35s.
Yeah, just off the floor to put them back on the shelf to get the 60s. Yeah. I just, the thing is with me, I'm one of these people, when I go to the gym, I do feel a bit inferior. I do look at other people as if they're watching me because I'm crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they don't really. It's like
it's uncomfortable, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is uncomfortable. And it's having the confidence to, we're all right, we can all go to the gym. I'm sure that no one's watching you being like, look at that knob trying to lift them weights. He can't lift them. They're way too heavy for him.
It's just your own insecurities, isn't it?
But it's your own insecurities.
I come out of the gym looking like a packet of potatoes every time. I look like a sack of shit. Yesterday, I forced myself to wear a grey T-shirt. Real face your fears.
It's actually your face was even more red by the
It
colour
was,
of
yeah.
your T-shirt.
And mate, you sweat on a grey T-shirt, it shows. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to look shit, I'm going to look proper
I think
shit.
we got the photo of it, haven't we? We said that's a photo.
That's why I took a picture of it saying,
Yeah.
I fucking hate the gym. But, yeah, the excuses that we tell ourselves. And then I was also in the gym when Boris locked down the country. They literally get out, gym's closed.
And as she said yesterday, get out of the gym.
Yeah, get out of the gym. Bad things happen when I go to the gym.
Yeah.
So that was the story since 2001 that I told myself, I'll go to the gym, bad things happen.
Like we've spoken about a gym a lot. Let's start talking about food.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's better.
Food. We all love food. One of my favourite pastimes is eating. What is your favourite thing to eat? Is it healthy or is it unhealthy?
It's unhealthy. It's usually something wrapped in pastry. And that could be a sausage roll. It could be a venison Wellington. It doesn't matter. Everything's better when it's wrapped in pastry. Salmon en croûte. Oh, yeah.
Posh.
I just red meat, steak. I do these potatoes where you sort of slice them, you soak them for a day in salt and garlic and oil and stuff.
Right, we've just decided whose house we're going to.
You have to.
Damn right.
Then
I'll
you
bring
have the cote de boeuf on the barbecue, big fuck off bit of steak like this, with a bit of salad, bit of potatoes and stuff. That for me is like heaven. Nice bit of steak, really nice. T-bones, and that's what I do in the summer though. And I invite people round and like, lads, right, we're having a poker night. I'll host it. I'll go to the butcher's, spend a couple of £100 on steaks. We'll come round, we'll play a bit of poker. And we'll eat food and we'll drink nice drink. Yeah, we'll do it.
Do you do that on a Tuesday?
Yeah. Can we do that instead of the golf?
You can do that whenever you want. Well, I love food. I love cooking. And like I said earlier, I love experimenting with flavours. Like, I can't bake for shit because baking's like more of it's a scientific. You've got to have this much of this and this much of this.
Specific, yeah.
Whereas, right, how much garlic do we want today? That'll do. Let's see what that's like. And every time you can cook the same meal 100 times and it will never be exactly the same.
Yeah,
never taste exactly the same.
What about you?
Well, I'm not really that experimental, to be honest. I do like mixing my flavours up, though. So sometimes I'll have cheese and chives Pringles or I'll have barbecue flavour. but that is kind of my comfort food. That is what I'll sit on the sofa and eat. No, I love a steak. I do love a steak. I like a nice T-bone steak or something like that. But I like junk food. That's my favourite food.
Mate, I've got no problem
It's
with junk
easy,
food.
it's quick. If I'm at work, I can drive to McDonald's, I can drive to Burger King, I can go wherever I want and get a burger or
If I'm going dirty and horrible, mate, I'll go dirty and horrible. I'll have a Rustlers, not even the branded one. I'll have a Tesco home brand Rustlers.
Yeah, I don't stoop that low, to be fair.
Oh, I love it, honestly.
I'd rather have a Pringle.
There's a secret to Rustler's burgers. If you put a bit of salad in them, a bit of lettuce, they're healthy.
Is this before the microwave or afterwards?
No, after. You definitely do it after. I did a post about that on Facebook once. You know, you get these groups on Facebook and they're all like at each other. Someone said something once and I put a photo on there of my Rustler burger with a bit of lettuce in it. I was like, this is now healthy because it's got, and everybody's like, they're ripping me like I'm being serious.
Oh, I love how angry
I'm being
people get.
serious. Oh, yeah, I bought a Rasta burger. I'll put a slice of lettuce in it. It's now healthy. Part of your 5 a day. Like, crack on.
Yeah. If I'm going cheap and nasty, there's no limits.
But how good? I mean, it does feel really good when you eat healthy food for a couple of days. It does make you feel better about things, doesn't it? When you just go, like, I'll have 3 or 4 days where I feel a bit rubbish and I'll go to McDonald's and I'll eat a burger and then I'll go there in the afternoon, I'll get another burger or something. Or I'll go in the morning and get a breakfast.
Hangover, mate. There's
And
nothing
then,
better.
and then I'll go and get a burger in the afternoon. And then the following day, I'll be like, well, I ate crap food yesterday, so what's the point in eating healthy today? And I'll do it for like 2 or 3 days. But then I'll sit on the sofa and I'll be all lethargic and I can't be asked to do anything. There's no motivation. And then you think to yourself, actually, food's quite responsible for your mental health and looking after yourself as well. And then when you start to think about it, eat a little bit more healthy, it starts making you feel a bit different, doesn't it?
It really does. Like I say, when I came off that sugar, it was everything.
Yeah.
Healthy eating was everything. There was a guy that I knew, he passed away, bless his heart. He used to say to me, I would have a couple of beers on a Wednesday and my default would be start again on Monday. I might as well enjoy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You don't ever start anything on a day other than a Monday.
Exactly right. He said to me, he went, if you blew a tyre on your car, do you go and put a chiv on the other 3 tyres? I mean, of course you don't. That's just 1 tyre on a 4-wheel car. What are you doing that for? And you think, shit, I hated it when he was right.
I'll tell you what I do love, a burger. Like a proper nice burger. I don't think you can go wrong with a burger. Burger and chips.
Mate, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I don't think you can go wrong with burger and
Nice crispy onion rings in it.
yeah, brioche bun and stuff.
Juice dribbling out the side.
The nice little, you got a tomato relish and the American mustard. That little combo, they go well.
Yeah, just burgers. You can do so much with a burger. You can do so much with a burger.
That's a generational thing though, right? We're all of a similar generation. We grew up with the birth and the rise of McDonald's and Burger King and all that. It's our generation that have now built banging burger restaurants. Because our parents, they didn't give a monkeys about burgers, did they, in those days? Burgers weren't a thing.
People making a living out of going and visiting them burger restaurants. You know what I mean? They're
That's
doing
it.
reviews on them. That's how many burger places there are now.
Yeah, because our generation brought up knowing how freaking good a burger was, and now you've got some of the best foods out there.
I think like you used to go to these festivals and stuff, didn't you? And you go to these open days and spring festivals and that, and you go around and you just have that burger wagon there with just the cheap burgers frozen from the thing. Now you go there, it's all gourmet food truck.
They're not burger bars anymore. They're street food.
It's street food gourmet burgers
food,
from,
mate,
from a cabin.
That's it.
But it's
He's
good.
got a mullet. I'm not buying from him.
And it's not reheated, do you know what I mean? It's not There's one I love down in Brighton. Every time I go down to Brighton, outside the mall, you've got that little shack that does the hot dogs and the bratwurst and stuff. Every single time
Mate,
I go in
I'm
there.
from Brighton. That has been there all my life.
I was there 15 years ago. That was there.
Definitely. And when I talk about going cheap and dirty, that's one of them. I'm sure there's pig's eyeballs in that, and I don't care. I love it.
The way we're all talking about food, you can understand why food addiction is a thing for certain people, can't you?
Yeah.
I mean, what's your views on that?
All right. I'm going to get controversial here. And this is what I quite like about this podcast, because in all of my other social media stuff, I'm quite vanilla in the way that I am.
Yeah.
If you're so fat that you can't tie your shoelaces, stop eating.
All right, mate, calm down.
Sorry. You don't get fat suddenly. You don't. Yeah. And I'm saying this as a fat man. There's a point where you go, you know what? I don't like this anymore. For people, and I understand that people have got significant mental health issues that might go that far, significant sort of insecurity issues.
But not everybody.
But if you can't tie your shoelaces.
And you have to put responsibility on people around these people as well.
Oh, mate,
you know,
100%.
we've got a thing at work. Yeah, if one of us stink, we go, oh, "You fucking stink, mate. Sort yourself out."
You do,
you know, because you have that respect for each other. There's got to be somebody, hopefully, in those people's lives that go, "Mate, just instead of eating those, why don't you just have one?"
Yeah.
You know, do
My
yourself
boy
a
is
favour,
9 years
look after
old
your
now.
heart, look after your health a bit more. You know,
Exactly.
If you've got kids, think about your children. You know. It is a difficult subject. That's kind of why I brought that bit up. But
you got to have pride in your appearance, right?
Yeah.
My boy is 9 years old. We now make him put his jumper on after he's brushed his teeth. And if he brushes his teeth and there's stuff down there, I say to him, mate, you don't want to be the kid in school with the dirty jumper. You don't want to be that kid. You don't want to be the kid in school that's got smelly armpits. because that's a bullying thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are some horrible people out there who will pick on the most random, minute, minuscule things. And you don't want your kids being that, certainly. But it is, if you've got mates like that, why would you not tell them? I don't understand it.
You've got to look out for each other. Do you know what I mean? You've got to, look, mate, come on, you're not healthy. You've got to put down the Rustler burger and just rein it in a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
And you're costing us a fortune.
If you're listening to this from Rustlers, we're looking for sponsors.
I enjoy a Rustlers from time to time. But yeah, if you can't tie your shoelaces, the answer isn't Velcro. You know what I mean? The answer is... Yeah.
Oh dear. It's those inventions, isn't it? I can't get my sock on, but I've got this new thing where if I can just...
I know, I could lasso a sock around my toe, yeah.
Or just don't change them.
The next subject was going to be, have you ever had an issue with food? But obviously, I'll take you as a no, Des, because you've made your point of quite...
no, because there's a voice inside my head that says, you're really fat, mate, sort your life out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to drop it's not a secret. I did go on the Monjaro.
Oh, did you?
Monjaro, yeah.
Mate, we know lots of people that do. Fair play to him.
So,
one of my best mates has got a gastric ban.
I saw it and I thought, okay, well, if I can have a bit of help, I'm not, do you know what I mean? According to the GP, I'm clinically obese and I shouldn't be alive.
Me too.
But I thought, let's give it a go. So I found it and I did it, and you go from the 2.5 to the 5s and that. And at first I was like, I'm really scared. I don't want to do it. I don't want to jam myself. Now, it's all it really did for me. I lost 10 kilograms in 12 weeks, I guess.
That's good.
But all it did was really suppress my appetite a little bit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat during the day. And then I was reading into it and they were like, yeah, but what you're doing is you're losing like bone mass and you're losing lots of other things. And I've got these clever scales that do the thing. And I was losing bone mass. I was losing fluid retention. I was losing other things. Now I didn't look too deep into it. And then Christmas hit. And I was like, well, I'm not doing this over Christmas. I've got the full family round. We've got all the trimmings. Talk about food. I'll send you a photo of my Christmas spread. It was literally mental. And I did this thing. I injected myself. I went from the 2.5 to the 5 to the 7.5. And then I started reading stuff and I did the 10. And then I skipped a week and did a week and that. And literally, I think within 3 or 4 weeks of doing it, all that weight's just come straight back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, literally. People said it. They said that as soon as you stop doing it. So it's almost like it's a thing for life. Now, I did change the way I eat. We used to have a sandwich van come around here and I'd be doing 7-8 quid a day on bacon rolls and burgers and stuff just because I like eating. And yeah, I think that a lot of the people that say as soon as you come off it, you will put the weight straight back on.
Am I right in thinking so? It suppresses your appetite and it makes you fuller quicker.
Yeah, it definitely makes you fuller quicker. So you wouldn't eat the same size portions. I could go all day without eating anything, but I'd still get home and I'd be absolutely fucking starving. Like I would be like straight in the door, fucking running in, raiding the fridge, pulling everything out, eating stuff while I'm cooking dinner because I was so hungry. And then I've made my dinner and I can't eat it because I've picked on little things.
Yeah.
So the idea was to do it, help me lose a little bit and then smash on with the gym. But I never smashed on with the gym. I just did it and then...
Well, you're seeing results that way without the horrible stuff, aren't you?
And I watch a lot of people on TikTok and I messaged this guy. This guy went from being a big lad to, after like 16 weeks or so, he said, no, I changed nothing else about my life.
Yeah.
For me, that wasn't, the idea was to give me a bit of a boost mentally. Oh, you're losing weight, but you're also going to, and I did. And it goes back to one of the other episodes we filmed about the weather. This was in the winter months. I joined Pure Gym. I was going for a couple of weeks. I was getting up 3-4 mornings a week at 5:30, being in the gym for 6, in work for 7:15. Now in the summer I can do that because it's sun shining.
Yeah.
Getting out of bed to go to the gym in the morning. The thing is, you go to the gym, you come out, I'm fucking starving, I want a steak.
Yeah.
When I used to do the mornings at like 6 in, do like 4, I'd be like, oh God, I could murder a fucking steak now. Like you get out of the gym in the morning, you're so hungry, but I guess you're burning it.
But this is the other thing about food that fascinates me and what I love about food. So when you were on Monjaro and you didn't have the appetite and you weren't eating the big portions, how did that affect your relationship with your wife when you were going out for dinner, for example?
I still love food. I still love food.
Still ordered it, just couldn't eat it.
I still ordered it. No, I'd still eat it.
Right.
It was just, I don't know, it was weird. It was really weird. Some people have said, I couldn't eat that. I couldn't eat it. I think there were certain times, because obviously you do the injection once a week. I think there were some times, I think after you do the injection, the next day is like when it's at its highest.
Right.
And then it's sort of, and I used to do the injections on a Monday. So then you're working. At the weekends, it's probably sort of like slightly worn off.
Yeah,
and I was like, it's not, it worked, don't get me wrong, but I don't know whether it was all the other things, the lowering your water retention, your bone mass and things like that. I don't know whether it was a mixture of everything. Obviously, yeah, the portion size is smaller, but I eat big portions. Like, you should see the size of some of the portions that I eat. It's really, really difficult.
It's interesting, isn't it? So people that I know that have spoken about their other halves being on Monjaro, is it exactly like one guy took his partner away for like her birthday weekend to a spa, and on the last night they were going to have a big sort of slap up meal at this place, but she had some scallops at lunch, so she didn't fancy dinner, and he was like,
cheap night out, cheap day.
Yeah, that's it. He said,
I'd like to get something my missus on Monjaro. Not that she needs it. All right, I thought I'd throw that in there.
But he said he's sitting there eating this 3-course dinner that he's already paid for on his own, while she's sitting there watching him.
Have you ever tried anything like Monjaro or anything like
No. I've tried lots of fad diets.
that? Yeah.
What worked best for me was the fasting one, because I knew that I could go a day not eating anything, but I could eat tomorrow. And that did really well for me. But I've never
I
done
like the
anything
seafood diet. Seafood,
Fucking
fucking
eat
eat
it.
it.
Yeah, love that.
That's it.
Thing is with diets and training regimes and everything, your body, I mean, I'm not a scientist or anything, but obviously I know a bit about supplements and that. The way your body works, if you're starving it of fats and stuff that it's been used to, as soon as you stop working out, as soon as you stop dieting, as soon as you stop eating healthy, your body just stores all of the shit that you're putting in it again. That's why you put that weight on instantly, because your body knows it's coming, and when it comes, it's going to grab hold of it with both hands
And store it.
and store the life out of it. Because all you're going to do is you're going to starve it of it again. It's going to end up burning itself off again. Yeah. So unless you're dedicated to the gym and you go every 3 times a week or whatever, you can eat as what you want. I think eat what you want, keep your exercise levels look like good, but that's why I don't exercise. I'm on my feet all day at work. You know, I feel like I get my steps in. If I didn't work on a building site, I'd probably be about 19 stone, I would reckon. But
when I stopped playing, I used to play football 4 times a week, and then I got an office job, and it just fucking.
That's it. Like with me now, I push pens around the desk for a living. Like, that's not much exercise doing this all day and that, and then enter and that, and then picking up the phone. So that's where I really like. And obviously I've got all the fields around here, and then I want to try and do the steps. Because that makes them, if you could just do 10,000 steps a day, 5 days a week, that makes a massive difference. Just mobility, just getting the blood flow.
Yeah, but what they don't tell you is that 10,000 steps is a lot of steps.
Yeah.
It's
pressure, isn't it? It's pressure again on people, isn't it?
It is. And again, it comes around to this ideal of we should always be happy. We should always be healthy. We should always be this. And everyone's just striving for this. And then the day you don't feel happy or the day you don't feel healthy, you instantly think, oh, is there something wrong with me? No, there fucking isn't. I had a shocking week last week, and I check in with my PT every Saturday. And I said to him, I went, 9 times out of 10, I would lie to you today and just say, yeah, this happened, and I'd lie to you about my weight.
I've done 14 marathons this week, mate. Did you not hear?
But I said to him, I went, but straight up honest, I didn't fancy it. I had a lot going on. I knew I was making bad choices. I didn't care. I knew I should have gone to the gym. I didn't go. That's the end of that. But I still want to be motivated to do better next week. And he's come back and gone, that's life.
Yeah.
That's what you're meant to do.
Yeah.
Anyone that says to you, oh, you should be doing this consistently every week, that's just unrealistic.
Yeah.
And that meant more to me than a kick up the arse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think, to be fair, that's probably a good way to finish this podcast, to be quite honest. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this. Oh, fuck off.
Keep that in.
Well, I'd say that's a pretty good place to stop the podcast today then, boys. Thanks for watching today, guys, and listening. If you want to subscribe, please do. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the usual channels, and we will see you again for the next episode.